December 22, 2021 experts meeting regarding the resolution supplementary to the bill on special measures to the Imperial House Law concerning the abdication of the Emperor, etc. 1. Introduction black lens bracket. Resolution supplementary to the bill on special measures to the Imperial House Law concerning the abdication of the Emperor, etc. 2017, on June 1. The House of Representatives Steering Committee, and on 7 of the same month, the Special Committee on the Special Bill for the Imperial Household Law concerning the abdication of the Emperor, etc., held in the House of Councillors. Hereinafter referred to as the Auxiliary Resolution. The government is to consider issues to ensure stable succession to the imperial throne, including the creation of a female imperial family, and report the results to the Diet. This conference, hereinafter simply referred to as the Conference, was held by the Yoshihide Suga Cabinet on, concerning the holding of a conference of experts concerning the ancillary resolutions to the bill on special cases in the Imperial House Law concerning the abdication of the Emperor, etc. March 2021. Based on the Japanese Prime Minister's approval, the above issues will be discussed and organized based on the opinions of people with various specialized knowledge. It was established with the purpose of doing so. The purpose of the meeting is to based on these findings, we sought opinions from a wide range of people, including young people and women, and proceeded with the discussion. At the 10th meeting on July 26, future arrangements were made, based on the discussions up to that point, the direction of the future, and requested the Secretariat to investigate and research institutional and historical matters for further discussion. Fumio Kishida Cabinet. The meeting resumed. At the meeting was able to reach a conclusion regarding the discussion surrounding the supplementary resolution. The system regarding the emperor and the imperial family is a matter related to the fundamentals of the nation as stipulated in the constitution. Regarding the issues identified in the supplementary resolution, there are various ways of thinking among the people, and it is extremely difficult to find measures for the future. You need to consider it soon. We have held more than 10 meetings since March, and we have held careful and serious discussions. I went there. I would like to present here the conference's thinking regarding this issue. 2. Basics of the current imperial succession and imperial system. The Constitution states that the imperial throne is hereditary, and as stipulated by the Imperial House Law, this in response to this. The Imperial House Law, Act No. 3 of 1942, stipulates that the imperial family, who are male members of the male line of the imperial line, will inherit the imperial throne. Here, male line means that the lineage is connected to the emperor by tracing only the paternal line. It is said that on the other hand, female lineage refers to blood ties with the emperor other than those in the male line, including blood ties that are only connected to the emperor through the mother's side. His Majesty the Emperor is the 126th Emperor, and until now, the imperial throne has passed through the male line without exception. Also, in the Imperial House Law, illegitimate children are not considered members of the royal family. Royal family members cannot adopt children, persons other than the imperial family and their descendants. If a female becomes the empress, marrying a male member of the imperial family, you cannot become a member of the imperial family unless you, when a female member of the imperial family marries someone other than the emperor or other members of the imperial family, she must renounce her status as a member of the imperial family. There are certain things that will happen to her. Please note that although there is a term miyaki, this is a term used for the imperial family, which is an independent family, and is not a legal system. 3. Background of the discussion. The meeting was held on March 23, 2021, with Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga and Chief Cabinet Secretary Katsunobu Kato with your presence, we started the discussion. At the first meeting, we decided to create a listening list consisting of 10 questions and conduct the hearing in order to obtain a wide range of opinions from people with various specialized knowledge and use them as reference. The items to be heard are: there are 3 members of the imperial family who are qualified to inherit the imperial throne. Male members of the male line belonging to the imperial line: His Imperial Highness Crown Prince Akishino, His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito, and His Imperial Highness Prince Masahito Hitachi. The only person eligible to inherit the throne is His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito. Unmarried persons other than His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito. Since all members of the imperial family are female members of the imperial family and are of marriageable age, it is said that female members of the imperial family cease to be members of the imperial family when they marry someone other than the emperor or the imperial family. Under the current system, there is a possibility that there will be no other member of the imperial family in the generation of Prince Hisahito. I created this to help me think about possible countermeasures. For the list of hearing items, please see reference 6. Based on these hearing items, a total of 21 people were interviewed 5 times from the second meeting on April 8 to the 6th meeting on June 7. We conducted interviews with people. Please see reference 7 for a list of interviewees. When deciding on interviewees, we select experts who are familiar with history, law, the imperial system, religion, etc., so that we can hear a wide range of opinions. We have made sure to listen to the opinions of a wide range of people, including those from the younger generation, as well as to hear their opinions. After hearing a variety of ideas through this hearing, and based on the discussions held 4 times, the 10th meeting on July 26 decided to discuss the future direction of the organization. We have summarized about. At that time, further discussions will be held as a meeting. We requested the Secretariat to conduct investigations and research on matters considered necessary to achieve this goal. And the Secretariat conducted repeated investigations and research for more than 3 months from the end of July. It was done. The investigation and research by the Secretariat was completed. And on November 30, in the presence of Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and Chief Cabinet Secretary Hirokazu Matsuno, discussions resumed at the meeting based on the future direction of the organization. However, this report was compiled at the 13th meeting today, December 22. 4. Basic thoughts on imperial succession and the decrease in the number of imperial family members. The 2 issues identified in the accompanying resolution are the issue of imperial succession and the issue of a decrease in the number of members of the imperial family. As for the succession to the imperial throne, as mentioned earlier, there are currently 3 people eligible to inherit the imperial throne: His Imperial Highness Crown Prince Akishino, His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito, and His Imperial Highness Prince Masahito Hitachi. At the conference, through hearings, we will discuss the importance of the history and tradition of imperial succession to date. I was able to deepen my understanding once again. In this flow of imperial succession, the throne will be passed on to His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito in the future. During the hearing, most of the opinions were that the rules for succession to the imperial throne should not be changed until His Highness Prince Hisahito. And only one opinion was that they should be changed immediately at this point. Institutional stability is extremely important when it comes to matters related to the fundamentals of the nation, such as succession to the imperial throne. Furthermore, when we look back at the history of imperial succession up to the present, We must be extremely cautious about making major changes to the system in the face of the next generation of heirs to the throne. We must also take seriously the lives of each member of the imperial family under the current system. The meeting agreed that the current flow of imperial succession should not be allowed to slow down, given that His Majesty, His Imperial Highness Crown Prince Akishino, and His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito are the next generation eligible to inherit the imperial throne. The current situation is not ripe for concrete discussions about the succession of the imperial throne to the next generation after His Highness Prince Hisahito. And it is thought that this could even destabilize the succession. Based on the above, I believe that discussions regarding the succession of the imperial throne to the next generation after His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito should be deepened in the future. Taking into account the circumstances surrounding His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito's age and marriage. Masu. On the other hand, considering that currently all unmarried members of the imperial family other than Prince Hisahito are women, when Prince Hisahito succeeds the imperial throne. Under the current system it is possible that you will not be able to come. Meeting therefore, this kind of situation must be avoided at all costs. I found a consensus. To achieve this, it is first and foremost an urgent task to secure the number of members of the imperial family, separate from the issue of succession to the throne. In this regard, various strategies must be considered now. The following is a summary of what the meeting discussed regarding ensuring the number of members of the imperial family. 5. Regarding securing the number of members of the imperial family. 1. Basic concept of securing the number of members of the imperial family from the perspective of the role of the imperial family. The role of the imperial family is diverse. Among the institutionally defined roles of the imperial family, the most frequently used is the Temporary Performance of State Affairs, Act on Temporary Performance of State Acts, Act No. 83 of 1960. The Emperor frequently visits foreign countries to promote international friendship, with Emperor Showa visiting twice and His Majesty the Emeritus visiting foreign countries 20 times during his reign. These acts of state are carried out in the absence of the emperor as stipulated in the constitution. And if there is no member of the imperial family responsible for carrying out these acts of state in the absence of the emperor, there is a risk that there will be restrictions on the emperor's various activities, including visits to foreign countries. The Imperial Household Council is held to deliberate important matters related to the status of the imperial family, such as marriage between the emperor and male members of the imperial family, and withdrawal of imperial status by members of the imperial family. Of the 10 members of the council, 2 are members of the imperial family. 1. Article 28 of the Imperial House Law. Furthermore, the Imperial Household Council has a system of reserve members, and when a member has an accident or is absent, or when a member is unable to participate due to a matter that has a special bearing on his or her interests, a reserve member is appointed. The number of people who will carry out these duties is set at 2, Articles 30 and 36 of the Imperial House Law. In this way, the system of the Imperial Household Council is premised on the presence of multiple members of the imperial family. Furthermore, the Regency, Article 16 of the Imperial House Law, etc., is established when the emperor has not yet reached the age of majority, or when the emperor is unable to perform national affairs due to serious physical or mental illness. In order to prepare for such situations, the presence of a member of the imperial family who should act as regent is essential. Considering this, I believe that it is necessary to avoid a situation in which there is no other member of the imperial family in His Imperial Highness generation. In addition to the above-mentioned roles in the legal system, the roles of members of the imperial family include attending various cultural, academic, and sports ceremonies and tournaments. being involved in the activities of various organizations, and providing condolences in the event of disasters, etc. Their role is to carry out various public activities for the peace of the people, such as memorializing the dead and visiting foreign countries, and to support the emperor as a close relative of the emperor. Considering the role of members of the imperial family as described above, I believe that it is necessary to have a sufficient number of members of the imperial family in the imperial household, even in the generation of His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito. Therefore, as mentioned above, securing the number of members of the imperial family is an urgent issue, and in doing so, it is important that people from diverse generations, both men and women, support His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito. I think that is important. 2. Specific measures to secure the number of imperial family members. So, what are some specific measures to ensure the number of members of the imperial family? As we listened to various ideas in the hearings and had repeated discussions, the Council came to the conclusion that the following 3 measures could be taken. 1. The imperial princess and the queen will retain their status as members of the imperial family even after marriage. 2. Enabling adoption, which is not allowed for the imperial family, and making male members of the male line of the imperial line members of the imperial family. 3. Male descendants of the imperial line should be made direct members of the imperial family by law. 1. The imperial princess and the queen will retain their status as members of the imperial family even after marriage. One of the reasons why there is a risk that there will be no other members of the imperial family in Prince Hisahito's generation is that under the current system, female members of the imperial family are required to leave their status as members of the imperial family upon marriage. It is considered a thing. Therefore, the idea is to revise this system and allow the imperial princess and the queen to retain their status as members of the imperial family even after marriage, and to engage in various activities as members of the imperial family even after marriage. This is considered to be consistent with the history of the imperial family, where until the old Imperial House Law was established in the Meiji period, female members of the imperial family remained members of the imperial family even if they married someone outside of the imperial family. A father and son famous in history as Kazunomiya Imperial Princess Chikako, the 120th princess of Emperor Ninko, remained a member of the imperial family even after her marriage to Iemochi, the 14th Tokugawa shogun. Also, Iemochi never became a member of the imperial family. In addition, allowing female members of the imperial family to maintain their status as members of the imperial family even after marriage will lead to the continuation of the various public activities currently undertaken by female members of the imperial family, and the development of the official duties they are responsible for. Isn't it desirable from the perspective of the continued development of the events and organizations that they are involved with? However, there are some ideas that oppose this strategy. A typical example is that if female members of the imperial family maintain their status as members of the imperial family even after marriage, this may lead to expanding the qualifications for succession to the imperial throne to include women in the female line. This would allow a child born after the marriage of a female member of the imperial family, unless the spouse of a female member of the imperial family is a male member of the male line of the imperial line. The child will be of the female line because there is no lineage connection to the emperor on the father's side, to inherit the imperial throne in the future. If that were the case, the idea would be that it would be inherited through the female line. Regarding this point, if a new system is introduced in which a female member of the imperial family retains her status as a member of the imperial family even if she marries a man who is not a member of the imperial family, it is conceivable that her child will not be eligible to inherit the throne. In addition, it is conceivable that the spouse and children would not have the special status of being members of the imperial family, but would continue to have the rights and obligations as ordinary citizens. Even in the case of a new system like the one mentioned above, if the current imperial princess and her imperial highness are allowed to inherit the throne, the idea is that it will become a female line of succession. Regarding this point, if a new system is introduced in which a female member of the imperial family retains her status as a member of the imperial family even if she marries a man who is not a member of the imperial family, it is conceivable that her child will not be eligible to inherit the throne. In addition, it is conceivable that the spouse and children would not have the special status of being members of the imperial family, but would continue to have the rights and obligations as ordinary citizens. Even in the case of a new system as described above, the current imperial princess and the queen will spend their lives under a system, Article 12 of the Imperial House Law, in which they will lose their status as members of the imperial family when they marry someone other than the emperor or the imperial family. We need to pay close attention to what has happened to a male member of the male line that belongs to the imperial line, allowing adoption which is not permitted for the imperial family. Making a child a member of the royal family adoption is not permitted for members of the imperial family according to Article 9 of the Imperial House Law. This is a system widely used by the general public based on the Civil Code, Act No. 89 of 1899. The actual purpose of adoption varies, and it is important to ensure that sufficient custody is obtained for the minor child. Although some adoptions are carried out for the purpose of carrying on the family name or family business, there are also cases where a suitable person is adopted by agreement between the parties concerned, for example, to inherit the family name or business too. As the number of members of the imperial family is decreasing, it is now possible for members of the imperial family to adopt children. I believe that a viable option would be for someone to become a member of the imperial family and take on the role of the imperial family in the activities of the imperial household. In that case, given that the imperial family has been inherited through the male line, those who are adopted and become members of the imperial family also belong to the imperial line. We believe that it is appropriate to limit this to those who fall under the category of male lineage. Under the current system, the number of members of the imperial family does not increase other than when a woman becomes a member of the imperial family through marriage or when a child is born to an imperial couple. In the current situation where there are no unmarried male members of the imperial family other than His Royal Highness Prince Hisahito, allowing members of the imperial family to adopt children is in order to ensure the continuation of the imperial family as the environment surrounding marriage and birth becomes increasingly difficult due to the declining birth rate. I think it might also help alleviate the pressure to have a direct child, especially a boy. Vinegar. Regarding this policy, the so-called former 11 imperial palaces, which left the imperial family in October 1945, it is also possible to have male members of the male line who are descendants of the male members of the imperial family adopt the child. These male members of the former imperial household who have renounced the imperial family are eligible to inherit the imperial throne under the Constitution of Japan and the current Imperial House Law, and their descendants will be able to adopt them and become members of the imperial family. Isn't that also possible? Since they renounced their imperial status, they have lived as ordinary citizens for many years, and because they have distant male blood ties to the current imperial family, it is difficult to understand the understanding of the people. There are also opinions that it is difficult to gain support. However, being adopted after that, It is hoped that by participating in various activities and fulfilling their roles together with current members of the imperial family, the public's understanding and sympathy for becoming a member of the imperial family will gradually form. In addition, regarding succession to the imperial throne, those who are adopted into the imperial family will have the resources to inherit the imperial throne. It may be possible to decide not to have a class. Please note that if the person to be adopted is married and already has children, in this case, as in the civil law, the child will not have any kinship with the adoptive parents and may not become a member of the imperial family. 3 male descendants of the imperial line should be made direct members of the imperial family by law. This policy is based on the special position of the imperial family in Japan, such as adoption. It can be said that it is an attempt to welcome new members with a different approach from the family system that is widely accepted by the general public. Unlike measures 1 and 2, there is also the aspect that this is a system that does not require the will of the current imperial family. On the other hand, people who are currently ordinary citizens, even though they belong to the imperial line, some have pointed out that becoming a member of the imperial family without having any family ties to members of the imperial household may be more difficult than the second option from the perspective of gaining understanding and support from the public. Based on the above considerations 1 to 3, the issue of eligibility for succession to the imperial throne is a pressing issue. From the perspective of securing the number of members of the imperial family, which is considered an urgent issue. 1. The imperial princess and the queen will retain their status as members of the imperial family even after marriage. 2. A male member of the male line that belongs to the imperial line, allowing adoption which is not permitted for the imperial family. Making a child a member of the royal family. I think we should continue to consider specific systems for these 2 measures. 3. Male descendants of the imperial line should be made direct members of the imperial family by law. Shouldn't this be considered as a matter to be considered if measures 1 and 2 are unable to secure a sufficient number of members of the imperial family? In any case, securing a certain number of members of the imperial family is an essential issue. So I believe that we should proceed with consideration from the perspective that it is important to have a variety of measures in order to achieve this goal. 3. Others. In addition to the above measures, without changing the scope of the imperial family under the current system, it is also conceivable that former female members of the imperial family who have left their status as members of the imperial family due to marriage may be asked to support various activities of the imperial family with their consent. In fact, there are some former female members of the imperial family who continue to play roles closely connected to the imperial family even after leaving their status as members of the imperial family. However, former members of the imperial family cannot fulfill the legal system's roles as regent, temporary administrator of state affairs, and member of the imperial household council. Although this is one measure to secure personnel to carry out the current activities of the imperial family, it is believed that measures such as 1 to 3 above are necessary in order to secure the number of members of the imperial family. 6. In conclusion, Japan's imperial family has a long history and tradition that is unprecedented in the world. Each member of the council believes that they must play their part in participating in discussions related to the imperial family, and at the same time strongly recognizes that this is a very serious and difficult issue that affects the future of our country. However, these issues are also matters that must be considered in a timely manner. The members of the conference approached the discussions sincerely and carefully while maintaining a sense of humility toward history and tradition. During the hearing, we gained a lot of very meaningful knowledge to advance the discussion. We were able to hear a wide range of ideas from a wide range of people in various fields of expertise, generation, gender, etc. In particular, I realized once again that accurate knowledge of history and systems is essential when conducting this discussion. The members of the conference come from a variety of backgrounds, with equal numbers of men and women and age groups. Within a wide range of structures, we have had many sincere discussions on each topic. Specifically, we will decide how to design a system that is consistent with the current legal system, including the Constitution, and how we should think about the future activities of the imperial household, including the nature of official duties. We have been seriously thinking about how we can make it acceptable not only to the public but also to the people involved, and how we can incorporate the wishes of the people involved in the system. In this context, regarding the succession to the imperial throne, it should be assumed that the succession will proceed up to His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito. The meeting agreed that this is the case, based on the common recognition that the reduction in the number of members of the imperial family is an urgent issue, separate from the issue of imperial succession. We will proceed with consideration based on the idea of presenting as many diverse options as possible in order to secure the number of members of the imperial family. We are now able to suggest specific measures. I believe that implementing these measures is extremely important when considering the succession to the imperial throne after His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito. I believe that there are various perceptions among the public regarding these measures. Vinegar. We hope that the results of the discussions at the meeting presented here will contribute to deliberations in various fields, including the diet. At that time, Yukichi Fukuzawa stated in his "Imperial House Theory" that "the imperial family is something outside politics." As I have said, I believe that issues surrounding the imperial household should not become the subject of political controversy or polarize national opinion. We hope that you will conduct your deliberations calmly in a quiet environment.